Hello, thank you so much for joining me in this important segment of our broadcast. I am Pst Maxwell Nnawuihe. The subject under discussion is leadership, and the focus of this leadership is Nnamdi Kanu's case and 20 realities. Nnamdi Kanu's case and 20 realities. I am Pst Maxwell Nnawuihe. Returning subscribers, thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. If you are not following me yet on Facebook, on X, TikTok, Instagram, please follow me. I am going to bring to you from number 1 to 20 realities about Nnamdi Kanu's case and leadership. Remember, I have told you that this is the last cycle, the last phase of the legal cycle of Nnamdi Kanu's case and trial in Nigeria. Try and locate the recent broadcast I made. If you look at the screen, you will see that broadcast. Try and watch that broadcast after this broadcast, because I gave some prophecies and I gave supernatural perspective into this last cycle of Nnamdi Kanu's legal proceedings in Nigeria. Remember, that broadcast is a follow-up of the broadcast I made on the 10th of March, which was also a follow-up of the broadcast I made on the 2nd of March, being the last day of my 7 days dry fasting and prayers. And the case of Nnamdi Kanu was on the altar. The case of Nnamdi Kanu was on the altar throughout the 7 days of the dry fasting. And after the 7 days dry fasting, in fact, the dry fasting started on the 24th of February, and the case of Nnamdi Kanu that was refused to be reassigned was reassigned on the 25th of February. The fasting started 24th of February, and the case was reassigned on the 25th of February. Okay, and now the case comes up on the 21st of March. The supernatural and the spiritual controls the natural and the physical. It is not a coincidence. And so these 20 realities will help to shape your perspectives and will help you to understand what to expect. The title of the recent broadcast I made is Nnamdi Kanu's release. The shocking truth about what comes next. Nnamdi Kanu's release. The shocking truth about what comes next. After this broadcast, lay hold on that broadcast, because it is going to help you to understand what is coming up and what will happen in this last lap of the cycle of his legal proceedings in Nigeria. Now, we begin with number 1, leadership, Nnamdi Kanu's case and 20 realities. Number 1, Nnamdi Kanu's background and rise to prominence. His background and rise to prominence. Of course, it is in the public domain. Some people have forgotten, some are not even aware of it. It might interest you to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the crown prince of Ibeku. I use the word was because his father is now late. His father, Sir Eze Israel Okukano, the Egwuku II of Ibeku Umuahia. He was his royal majesty of that very community, and Nnamdi Kanu was the crown prince when he was alive. And by African and Igbo tradition, when the king dies, the crown prince becomes his successor. He takes over the throne of his father. So by that very tradition and principle, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a king. He's a king in the detention. He is now Eze Nnamdi Okukano, Egwuku III of Ibeku. He was born on the 25th of September 1967. 25th of September 1967, the same year that the Nigerian Biafra war started. And do you know that the Ojukwu bunker was located on the ancestral land of the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If I'm mistaken, please correct me. From that palace to where the Ojukwu bunker was built, where the Biafran scientists developed a lot of scientific inventions with which they fought the civil war, the Ogbunigwe and other powerful vehicles or ammunitions. That Ojukwu bunker, that was where Ojukwu made the last broadcast before he went on exile to Ivory Coast. I have been there. Ojukwu made his last broadcast there, and his deputy, Colonel Philip Effiong took over from him, and that was the end of the war. So the ashes of the Biafran and Nigerian war was laid on the Ojukwu bunker, on the ancestral land of the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And from that same ashes, the fire for the restoration of Biafra was rekindled again by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the momentum can be felt all over the world. He has become a hero, an icon of liberation, the hope for the poor masses and those that cannot speak for themselves. Number 2, his early life and involvement in Biafran activism. It is also in the public domain. He is a graduate of political economics from the London Metropolitan University. He is the CEO of Alphaphonics Consulting Firm. He is the CEO of Alphaphonics Consulting Firm before registering IPOB in 2012. Number 3, the formation of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB and its goal. The formation of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB and its goal. IPOB was formed and registered in 2012 by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, King Nnamdi Kanu. What is the goal? To restore Biafra and bring development and, by extension, civilization, to the end that Biafrans and blacks around the world will reach their full potential. This is a comprehensive or the summary of the goal of IPOB, which was formed and registered by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2012. Number 4, Nnamdi Kanu's social media and online platforms to spread his message. His social media and online platforms to spread his message. Please like this broadcast immediately. Please like it. The more you like it, the more it is recommended to other people in different parts of the world. You may not know who you're sharing, or the liking of this video will help to discover these 20 realities. Is important. Like the broadcast, share the broadcast. If you are just joining us, I am Pst Maxwell Nnawuihe. Thank you for joining me. We must continue. Number 4, the 20 realities of the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Number 4, his use of social media and online platforms to spread his message. Of course, it succeeded. He really succeeded by using social media and online platforms, Radio Biafra's platforms and blog sites, websites, social media and all that, to spread the message for the restoration of Biafra. It brought millions of people to the consciousness and the awareness of decades of decay wrought in the society, political corruption, systemic corruption, and the possibilities of a brighter future through self-determination. That is number 4. Out of the 20 realities, I'm taking you to the number 5. Number 5, Nnamdi Kanu's leadership style and tactics. Nnamdi Kanu's leadership style and tactics. They are both pragmatic, they are both visionary, they are both exemplary, they are both proactive, they are also prophetic, as some of you may know by now. He is also known as a prophet because most of the things he said all the way from 2012, even dating back to 2010, many of them have come to pass. So his leadership style, they are both pragmatic, I've said that, visionary, exemplary, proactive, prophetic, intellectual. In fact, his leadership style and tactics in carrying out or disseminating the information for the Biafra restoration is also awakening, because a lot of people have been awakened to the reality that they face as a people. He is also brave in his leadership style and tactics. He is fearless. It is also constitutional. His leadership style, he uses and explores what is in the Constitution of Nigeria to go about his agitation for the restoration of Biafra. It is also spiritual. It is also spiritual. In fact, the list is endless, but these few I have mentioned, they are a summary that captures the leadership style and tactics of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Royal Majesty Eze Nnamdi Kanu. Number 6, the role of positive rhetoric and emotional appeals in his leadership. What was the role? What did it do? What impact did it make on the lives of people, on the political landscape of Nigeria? His role in terms of using positive rhetoric and emotional appeals, really helped him in his leadership. Really helped to disseminate and communicate his message. It really helped to ensure that the message sinks in the consciousness of his listeners and followers. His positive rhetoric and emotional appeals through his broadcast, through his interviews, through the diplomatic front lines, both all his international diplomatic activities and engagements, lobbyings and all of that, to ennure that he galvanized massive support for the restoration of Biafra internationally. Number 7, Nnamdi Kanu's confrontation and defiance against the Nigerian government. Nnamdi Kanu's confrontation and defiance against the Nigerian government. His confrontation and defiance is both constitutional. It is both constitutional. His rights in the Constitution to confront the status quo and to opt for the change of the status quo and the shift in the paradigm. They were both constitutional. They were his rights. And also there were ways of commanding attention to the decades of the marginalization of the Igbos, of the marginalization of Biafran people all over the world, and by extension, blacks in different hamlet and heterogeneous settlements of Nigeria. So his confrontation and defiance was not that of warmongering that is perceived in bad faith, but to make sure that there is a commanding attention to the decades of the marginalization and the suffrage of the Igbos and Biafrans and other ethnic nationalities who have been marginalized in different forms of violence and deprivation of their human rights. Number 8, the impact of the action of Nnamdi Kanu on the Biafran movement and the Nigerian state. The impact of his actions on the Nigerian state and the Biafran movement, they are all felt and received with approval by the well-meaning Nigerians who are sick and tired of decades of horrible misgovernance from one government to another, who are sick and tired of decades of marginalizations in different shapes and forms and sizes, who are sick and tired of decades of political asphyxiation, tribalism and ethnic bias in political appointments, etc. So the impact of his actions on the Biafran movement and the Nigerian state were all felt by all this class of people I've mentioned now. They were also received with approval. Those that cannot speak for themselves, who cannot actually confront the rot or question the corruptions in the system of Nigerian government or the federation, the way it is constituted, many of them approved the actions of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Royal Majesty Eze Nnamdi Kanu. Number 9, the legal case against Nnamdi Kanu. The legal case against Nnamdi Kanu. If you are just joining us, I am Pst Maxwell Nnawuihe. Please try and like this broadcast. Make use of all that is displaying on the screen. They are for your own advantage. Please make use. If you look at the news bar, you will see some information. Make use of them. Please like the broadcast, share the broadcast, follow me, subscribe to this channel, follow me on all socials. Thank you. We must continue. Number 9, the legal case against Nnamdi Kanu is now best seen and described by legal luminaries and the United Nations as persecution and abuse of his fundamental human rights. It is described, that is the category into which it fell, as persecution, political persecution, abuse of his fundamental human rights. This is contained in the 114th paragraph of the United Nations judgment in the favor of Nnamdi Kanu in 2022. This you need to know. Number 10, the charges against Nnamdi Kanu and the legal proceedings surrounding his arrest or his abduction. The charges preferred on him by the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the proceedings surrounding his arrest, they are both unconstitutional and illegal. This is according to various Nigerian courts of competent jurisdictions, including the Supreme Court of Nigeria in 2023, 15th of December. Number 11, 20 realities in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. The international implications of the case and the involvement of foreign governments. The international implication of the case of Nnamdi Kanu and the involvement of foreign governments, especially the United Nations, are very clear indications and positive signals that he's fighting for a just cause. He is fighting for a just cause, and Nigeria stands to lose more credibility as the largest democracy in Africa if it refuses to release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and immediately. The fight of Nnamdi Kanu for the restoration of Biafra, his agitation, it is a just cause. So if the Nigerian state or the Nigerian government is not careful of how they handle the case of Nnamdi Kanu, more especially making sure that he is released unconditionally, Nigerian government and the Federal Republic of Nigeria stands to lose more credibility as the largest democracy in Africa. Its reputation will be tainted by abuses of fundamental human rights. Number 12, the debate surrounding Nnamdi Kanu's trial and the potential consequences. The debate surrounding Nnamdi Kanu's trial and potential consequences. Now, it has been described as unconstitutional. As I've said before, it is unconstitutional. The debate, that is the truth. That is the take home of almost all the experts who have come out to speak on televisions or radio, on the pages of the newspaper. The outcry has been that it is unconstitutional. The consequences is that this very unconstitutionality and illegality of the trial or the legal proceedings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if not stopped, if allowed to stick, will become a very wrong and dangerous judicial precedence, legal precedence. In other words, it will be used to determine the fate or the verdict of similar cases in the future. This is very important that you need to know. Number 13, the impact of Nnamdi Kanu's case on Nigerian politics and society. The impact of Nnamdi Kanu's case on Nigerian politics and society will never favor Nigeria if he is not released immediately and unconditionally. Number 14, the rise of secessionist movement and potential for conflict in Nigeria will continue if the government of the day refuses to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu immediately and unconditionally, because there is nowhere in the world that agitations, peaceful agitations, or the truth have been quelled or strangulated by the barrel of the gun. By violence, never. The truth always prevails. Number 15, the case impact on public opinion and the political landscape in Nigeria. The impact of his case on public opinion and the political landscape in Nigeria, both in the southeast, both in the south and other regions of Nigeria, is not going away anytime soon or in the next generation. The impact and the public opinion on the landscape of Nigerian politics is not going away anytime soon, whether in the next generation, because it has become a transgenerational impact that the case and the trial of Nnamdi Kanu has brought upon both this present generation and the generation to come, including that of the Biafran people and Nigeria at large. 16, the future of the Biafra movement and the implications for Nigerian unity. The future of the Biafran movement and the implications for Nigerian unity. It all depends on the Federal Republic of Nigeria, how the government or the Federal Republic of Nigeria decides to handle the case of Nnamdi Kanu. As many of you can see, many of you are witnesses of how the case is being handled from the administration of Muhammadu Buhari and now the incumbent administration or president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how they decide to handle the case of Nnamdi Kanu. If the government handle it peacefully, and looking into the future with a better perspective, then it will favor Nigeria. Otherwise, it will boomerang. It will definitely boomerang. Number 17, conclusion. The legacy of Nnamdi Kanu. The legacy of Nnamdi Kanu. Please like this broadcast, share this broadcast, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. If you are not yet following me on all socials, try and follow me. Look at the screen, make use of the details displayed on the screen. Now, number 17, the conclusion begins now. Looking at the legacy of Nnamdi Kanu. The legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is across the length and breadth of Nigeria and over 100 countries of the world. Over 100 countries of the world, by the establishment of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, which is the umbrella body that Nnamdi Kanu registered and formed to galvanize support to bring about enlightenment and mass education of the people and the galvanization of the support for the Biafra restoration. So it has a lasting and generational impact both on the aged and the youths. It has a lasting impact. The legacy of His Royal Majesty Nnamdi Kanu has a lasting impact both on the aged and on the youths. Number 18, the lasting impact of Nnamdi Kanu's leadership on the Biafran movement and the Nigerian state. The lasting impact of his leadership on the Biafran movement and the Nigerian state, they are both positive and well intended. This you need to know. The impact of his leadership, they are all positive and well intended. In the summary, 19, the potential for his case to inspire future generations of activists. The potential for his case to inspire future generations of activists. The potential is so positive. The potential is so positive, given that he was peaceful, or that he is peaceful, and he acted, or he is acting in line with the constitutional provisions and other relevant laws of the country. The relevant laws of Nigeria, the Constitution of Nigeria, and other relevant laws, both that of the United Nations, the African Charter, and other relevant international laws that guarantees self-determination. Okay, so the potential for his case to inspire future generations are so positive. They are so positive, and that is because he's peaceful and he is acting in line with the constitutional provisions and the relevant laws of Nigeria, including that of the United Nations and the African Charter. Number 20, the ongoing debate surrounding Nnamdi Kanu's legacy and his role in Nigerian history. The ongoing debate surrounding King Nnamdi Kanu's legacy and his role in Nigerian history. It might interest you to know that they are both necessary. They are both necessary and important in the sense that it provokes opportunities for further discussion. Both on Biafra and about fundamental human rights to the advantage of the indigenous peoples and the black people all over the world. Thank you for watching. I am Pst Maxwell Nnawuihe. Please like, share, and I will see you soon.